Welcome to Interpreting Blue Sky Smoke Forecasts. This tutorial is designed to showcase our smoke forecast map, found at firesmoke.ca/forecasts/current. At the end of this video, you will be able to recognize map features and understand how to apply our smoke forecast to real fire smoke dispersing in Canada and the United States. Before we can begin, let's talk a bit about Blue Sky Canada. Blue Sky can be found at firesmoke.ca and has many different tools to aid first responders, governments, and researchers in understanding fire danger, behavior, and smoke emissions in their regions. This includes our smoke forecast, fire weather forecasts, playground, and downloadable data. This video will focus on the smoke forecast. As we move through the tutorial, links to reference web pages will be included at the bottom of the screen for your ease of following along. To get started, let's navigate to the smoke forecast. You can find it by visiting firesmoke.ca and clicking View Current Forecast, or by clicking on the image of the forecast domain, or through the link at the bottom of the screen. It will take you to our interactive map that displays all the current fires picked up by satellite detections in Canada and most of the United States, as well as the resulting forecasted surface level smoke. On the bottom left-hand corner, there is a legend indicating the concentration of smoke particles, specifically PM2.5 particles. PM2.5 is a particulate matter smaller than 2.5 micrometers, which is the threshold size in which particles can be inhaled deeply into our lungs when we breathe. Therefore, it's an important concentration of smoke to know when it comes to human health. Below the legend, users can move through time manually using the drag bar and time buttons, or automatically by pressing play. Once you press play, you can change the speed of the forecast using the smaller drag bar. You can also change the forecast time to be displayed as your local time zone or to be the default coordinated universal time by clicking on the date time text. The model runs 4 times a day and is published at 2 a.m., 8 a.m., 2 p.m., and 8 p.m. Pacific time, though these times may vary depending on the volume of fire and smoke data that is being processed in our system, and the availability of satellite hotspot data. Each individual forecast can be accessed via firesmoke.ca/forecasts. We will now discuss some features on the map itself and what they represent. Red fire icons on the map represent where satellites have estimated fire activity. Note that in the real world, the exact location of fires may vary by a couple kilometers from what you see on the map. This is due to the resolution of the model and accuracy of satellite detections from space. Regardless, the map still acts as a great indicator of fire activity in your region of interest. To learn more about how satellite detections work, please watch our other tutorial, Understanding Blue Sky Smoke Forecasts. Back to the map, we see orange polygons that sometimes accompany the fire icons are a model estimate of the fire perimeter derived from the SmartFire 2 algorithm. The perimeter may vary from the actual boundary of the fire, but it helps users to determine the approximate size of the fire. Besides fire icons, you may see red circles with numbers. These are fire marker clusters, and they appear when numerous fires exist too close to each other for them to be visually separate on the map at your current zoom level. Clicking on a marker cluster will cause your view to zoom in on the region, and you can see where individual fires are occurring. You can also use the zoom functions on the right-hand side, or scroll your mouse and trackpad to manually zoom in. On the right-hand side above the zoom function, users can change the layers that they would like to see on the map. These layers include background imagery, the forecast timescale, and overlays on the map. The button directly above the zoom function allows the forecasts to be viewed in full screen, while the drag bar directly below allows you to change the opacity of the smoke. The last item on this tutorial brings us to the Information tab found by clicking the eye icon in the top right corner. Opening it up, we see it contains sections Info, Tools, Help, and a link that will take you back to the main firesmoke.ca website. You'll find that the info section contains general information about our forecast, including a general description of the map and smoke, as well as the forecast identification and initialization time, smoke data download, links to forecasts from the last 3 days, and our disclaimer for the forecast, which we're going to talk about later in this video. The Tools section includes direction to Blue Sky Playground and a link generator for your current zoom level and region on the map. To use the link generator, all you have to do is navigate to a location you would like to see when you use a link to open your map, then open up the Tools section from the sidebar and copy the link to clipboard. You now have your own personal link to any area of our forecast. The Help section contains directions for features of the map. We have covered all of these features already in this tutorial. Now, before our tutorial ends, it's important to discuss our disclaimer for the smoke forecast. The smoke forecast is an experimental tool that is undergoing constant research and is dependent on many different factors. One of the main factors is that it relies on satellites to indicate fire locations before it can begin producing the smoke forecast. Unfortunately, if clouds or other obstructions are present, the satellites will not be able to detect a fire. Additionally, the satellites only pass over a particular point a few times a day, so if it passes just before a fire is ignited, it may not pick up the fire until several hours after it has been burning. The model is also subjected to a particular domain and grid spacing, meaning that it can only be useful within the bounds of Canada and the USA, and it is only accurate up to a few kilometers. Additionally, displayed smoke concentrations are of ground-level particulate matter only. This could mean that in your region you experience smoke in the sky, yet none shows up on our forecast as it's too high up. And lastly, the smoke forecast is great for determining the extent, movement, and location of smoke, but it does not well serve the purpose of extracting exact concentrations of particulate matter for a region. Thank you for your interest in the BlueSky smoke forecasting tool. If you have any questions, there are numerous people available to help you depending on your inquiry. We recommend that you read through the forecast's info and help sections on the information tab, or read through our FAQ before reaching out, as these encompass a lot of information that may be able to answer your questions. Check out our other tutorial videos to learn more about BlueSky services, or to take a deeper dive into our smoke forecast.